welcome to the 551st edition of the Fallout feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite Fallout faces. Tonight, I've got Jess. What's up, Jess?
Hello, Andrew, and greets everybody.
And also Ray. What's up, Ray?
Hello, hello. That's Jess carrying the whole show.
The whole show.
My back hurts a little, but I'm wearing my frog hoodie, so I can do it.
Tonight on the show, I will go over some gameplay right off the top here, as per usual. Then it is a feedback episode. We're still running around over there in New Vegas. This is, let's see, the last batch. What are they doing?
Brotherhood.
Oh, the Brotherhood.
Just
Brotherhood.
like us,
That's
Brotherhood.
Yep. And all the NCR folks are killing Mr. House.
If they haven't already.
Well, we'll hear about all those adventures, hopefully. Also, let's see, we'll hear from Rando, Vanessa. We've got Butch, Calm Horizons. Hopefully Nikki's with it again. And Mr. Sulior. And also a couple of iguana bits on our way out the door tonight. So let's go ahead, roll right into it, see what everybody's been up to this week. Jess, you recover from all the play and everything? You getting your world back into shape?
Kinda. So, last week was pretty great because I mentioned that I had a chance to play more games for fun, stuff going on. This week, not quite as much. Gato had a 12-hour partner celebration stream last Saturday, so that took a lot of time, but it was a really good time. A lot of games over there, a lot of Sea of Thieves and fun stuff. Shreds did a cooking stream. That was great. And then I've been editing the play, so I'm going to have to finish it this weekend. For games, just some Fallout 76, a little bit of New Vegas, but nothing special to report. Oh, and, Starfield. Still definitely checking in on that. I actually did a good amount of Starfield, getting my streaming Xbox set up to be able to play Starfield the way I have it set it up downstairs. Funny story. So I had been only on PlayStation upstairs in the streaming and podcasting room. And when I swapped over to the Xbox, my Starfield Xbox with the Starfield controller, the Starfield wrap, the Starfield headphones.
The white one.
It wasn't even updated yet. It hadn't, because I hadn't had it plugged into the internet.
Yet.
Yeah, it was because I swapped the network cable to the PlayStation. I just looked at it and I was so ashamed. Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Xbox neglect.
So that is now updated. Got all the mods installed. I was doing a lot of setup this week because I really wanted to stream some gameplay again. So I'm getting set back up to do that in a real way. And I put a lot of work into my stuff to do that this week. So,
Nice.
keep me honest. Keep me honest. I can stream some of the final, Fallout New Vegas stuff, perhaps. Definitely some 76 catch-up. And most important of all, going through the Unity and Starfield and starting fresh in that world, which I wanted to do this week, as you guys know.
I don't think you're actually ever going to do it. You're just not gonna.
I have been edging the Unity for the last 6 months. Let's be real. But yeah, I put out a Starfield lore cast again this week too. So that's going full bore. A fun discussion. Not bore as in boring. No, full bore as in we're drilling. It's like load bearing a 76. We're just in there, we're drilling. But that's my gameplay or lack of it this week. The Rip Daring mini season started, and I got half the stuff on the first week already. But I just did that with tickets. I didn't do a whole lot of challenges, just 4 or 5 of them.
Well, fun. All right. Keeping it short and sweet. How about you, Ray? Do you have a chance playing video games this week, sir?
Well, I'm still only part-time in Starfield. So I only work 30 hours this week.
Yeah, the slacker.
Yeah. So
that also means you don't get any of the Starfield benefits because you're not a full-time space employee.
Exactly. So, but fun nonetheless. It's
fun nonetheless. Only 30 hours. You were already at 50 last week, so you've got 80 hours in the new content already, right?
Was I only 50 last week?
I think you said you were 50. Maybe it was 60. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said it was just over 50 hours.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to the tape. Who's got a tape? Oh, wait, that'd be me. I don't have it.
Because my 30-hour calculation was based on thinking I did 80 hours last week.
I feel like it was not 80, but you played a lot. So
yeah,
regardless, 30 is still a ton. That's a solid work week.
So since the update dropped, I can I know that it's been 105 hours. So, but however that breaks up over the 3 weeks, I'm not really sure. But it's and so I still don't have any characters over level 60.
Because who would ever do that? But there's an
So,
achievement for hitting level 100, Ray. Come on. No, you already got that one once.
oh, I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Since my level, I think I got up to 250.
Yeah, it was definitely over 200 on that one where you
Yeah.
were just kind of testing things out and
Oh,
going
Ray,
to
that
Vessel
achievement
3. Like, you ground Vessel 3 so hard.
Yeah.
Did you grind like, oh,
I got 200 levels at
yeah.
Vessel. I have been to the Unity one time, didn't like it, so I never went back. But I recognize that I haven't done my absolute favorite character yet. My favorite character in Starfield is a smuggler. And in order to do a smuggler right,
Need the
I
Star Wars content loaded, right? We all know.
I have a mod that I use that changes the deception perk level up from pirate ships, which is really bad in regular Starfield because you pay more in bounties than you make in loot. So this mod changes it to sell, so the first level you sell 20 contraband to level up the deception perk. And so you have to actually do smuggling in order to get your smuggling better. So I like that one. So that one's fun. So it seems to me that there's more contraband now than there used to be.
More contraband?
I've been finding like 3 or 4 pieces in pirate ships, even small
Interesting.
pirate ships.
Now, obviously, shipjacking has always been something you've been into. Like, you've done a
Yeah.
lot of it. But do you think you're doing it more now with the X Tech? Or are you focusing on different ships? Like, did you not do pirates as much in the past as Varun, for instance?
Nah, I mean, I've always commandeered ships. Only one character, I did a pure pirate character once where I actually pirated, UC and Freestar civilian ships. And that's the least effective pirating possible because you only get what's in a cargo hold, which is the same thing you get if you blow them out of space, and you get a big fat bounty every time you pirate them, and so you end up paying more in bounties than you get in rewards. So it kind of forces you to do it the way that Bethesda wants you to, which is destroy the ships, kill everybody. And, I just don't like doing that. Innocent people don't deserve to die.
Yeah, much better to just incapacitate them to take over the ship. I mean, they put the mechanic in there so people could use it, but only a few quests very few quests require it. Some quests accommodate it, but for the most part, they expected people would just blow them up more than not.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that scene from Clerks where they're talking about all the rebels killed all the contractors and people working on the Death Star who weren't, part of the Empire. They're just like normal working people who were just earning a paycheck to build like some dude at a construction job.
That whole set, that's one of the funniest skits. I've seen people do that a few times, and you got to wonder, like, what happens to them. Because they talked about it on Clerks, but somebody did a sketch. It might have been a YouTube series, actually, so don't quote me, but it was really funny.
Anybody that has been in the Terran Armada DLC can recognize that there is some of that influence there.
Oh, is there really? That's funny.
Excellent.
So anyway, Spacers, Pirates, Varun, they have all the best loot. And so I incapacitate their ships, hop on board, kill all the crew, and take everything they've got and make a ton of cash because I also get their ships. The fun with this one too is that I didn't use the flight simulator to raise my piloting skill. And
How does it not how does it not raise red flags or go against a bounty or something? You selling a ship that is not licensed to you.
You register it under your name.
But how do you register it under your name without proof that it's yours? There has to be someone who knows that you fucking stole this at some point.
Yeah, well,
You got a fence at the DMV. Is that how you do this, Ray?
I mean, there's a lot of that in Starfield. You've got every town has a fence, the trade authority.
Do they still call it fences in Starfield?
No, they call it the trade authority.
Oh, okay.
But they'll openly admit, if you talk to Coleman Lang in Neon, he'll tell you he's all about the selling stuff or buying things that you shouldn't have in your possession.
Things that you shouldn't be selling. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been fun. That character is buzzing right along. I started it a couple of days ago and he's level 24, I think now, 23 maybe.
So when you say there's more contraband, you mean there's just more items, or they have now started considering more different items?
No, it's the same. It's the same items. There's just more units. There's more pieces on board the ships.
And that's just for you to get in trouble for. Do they charge you per piece? You get.
Well, if you get caught with it, they just take it away. They just take it away.
And they don't give you some.
Do
they put you in jail and you have to get your way out of jail like Skyrim and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And they take anything flagged stolen, they take from you.
That it's rough.
So if you're going to get caught in Neon, because that's the easiest place to steal it all back. Because there's a convenient little cubby hole in the, just outside the jail that has all of the stolen goods and contraband.
Stuff everything. It says in a big green sign, contraband.
It's like raiding the lost and found in school because it's just right there behind the secretary's desk. And you can go around and, you can grab something real quick if you need to. It is just right there, just begging for you to take your stuff back.
And then you just walk down the hall and, there's a kid that'll buy it off you. So, yeah, it's the way that Starfield is meant to be played.
Couldn't be easier. Stealth and stealing.
Yeah. So, and then I realized early on that with only 1 week to play Lonesome Road, I needed to get an early start. Because that one's hard.
I'm looking forward to it. So I know Andrew got a little bit of a start. There was some discussion on Discord earlier about how I only gave us a week to play, which is really 2 weeks. It's fine. It's fine. I think everybody can manage.
I meant episode wise.
Right. Sorry. 2 weeks, 1 episode.
But the others were given
same amount of time.
Double the amount of time. And as far as I can tell, I'm going to get just as lost here as I did in the canyon.
No, you won't. It's much easier to navigate than...
I got out of that first silo and it only took me about 4 hours.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Honest Hearts has a whole area to learn, and you can follow the quests, and there's a lot of crisscrossing back and forth, but it's a larger area. Old World Blues, obviously a large area. Dead Money, just wait, you're going to be cursing my name. But Lonesome Road is literally a corridor. It's a road.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there's buildings on the way and a few things, but it's pretty straight. You just have to listen to a lot of... The thing that whines the most is the dialogue in your ears, in your headset over and over.
Yeah, the robot pausing and blasting.
And the
Ulysses monologuing.
Yeah. The thing about it is because it's so narrow, they went to extra lengths to hide all of the good stuff.
That's true. That is true.
And so a lot of my time so far has been spent climbing over rubble, trying to find that one little thing that's stashed away. So
what should I be looking out for? What are the hot items running around?
Well, so what kind of weapons do you use?
Small guns right now.
Small guns.
But, at this point, I'm starting to
not a
max out
ton.
other categories, or, energy weapons are starting to creep up, and they don't.
Yeah. So the big thing here is heavy weapons.
They call it heavy weapons, right? Okay.
So rocket launcher and shoulder mounted machine guns.
Yeah, I just picked up a couple of those. There's a billion fucking rockets here. I've never seen so many rockets in my life.
Honestly,
That's because you're going to need every single one of them.
yeah, they're good to have. They're good to have. But I mean, expect to put 5 or 6 hours in. Even those of
Yeah.
us who take longer, I don't think we're going to do much more than 6 hours to play through, unless you're really looking for the secret and everything.
There's also for
Always
the
new
you know
too.
for the unarmed folk, there is a great power fist that has a circular saw, and it's not just a blade. It
Ooh.
it's this it spins.
Ooh, nice.
So
Kind of like what's that
it's
saw?
a ripper. It's a ripper on a fist. So that's cool. And then you do combat armor, right?
I was just wearing, whatever does most protection.
Yeah, because there's lots of
I found
combat
something called
armor.
riot gear, I think that's pretty fun. It
Yeah,
seems to have
lots of
lots
right.
of good.
We do love that.
Riot gear.
That's
And
classic.
there's some elite. Gosh, what is it? Is it elite riot gear?
Yes, it's Elite Riot gear as well, I believe,
What
that you're thinking of.
what is the classic NCR from the beginning of the game, the sniper guy? What is his armor set referred to as? Because
That's,
this one looks a lot like
yeah,
that.
no, that's technically LAPD riot gear. That's what they're
It
wearing.
is riot gear. Okay,
Yeah.
it is. He's wearing the riot gear. Okay.
Yep. And that's
Is
why there's the other set, because you've got the NCR Ranger combat armor that is essentially based on the riot gear, but then there's advanced riot
okay.
gear and elite riot gear out of LA that
But
has
it's the
different markings.
Ranger combat armor that we're used to seeing, right? With like the big trench
Yes.
coat.
Yep.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
yeah. So for me, the only thing I'm looking at is the Ulysses armor when I get to the end.
So there was a couple, like a new sword or something I noticed that's not worth
Well,
blade.
if you're in melee, the thermic lance is pretty beefy.
Thermic. Nice. So thermite on the end of it, does it explode?
No, I think it's like the one in 76, the one the Brotherhood has, like the plasma. What is that lance that they have?
I have no clue.
It has the blue blade
Brotherhood
on
has
it.
the cattle prod? The alien prod?
No, no. No, there's some two-handed weapon that you can get in 76 from the Brotherhood that has a blue blade on it.
Oh,
I
the glaive looking thing.
Yeah.
I've just forgotten what it's called as well. So John distracted me in chat. Shoveler speaks for all of us when he
Get off.
says, I need to repair my combat armor. And he is not wrong. And then he says, my stealth suit is almost broken. And yeah, I think we can all feel that. But stealth armor, can't you repair that with recon suits, Ray? Am I remembering correctly?
I don't remember. I don't really use that armor. Joshua Graham's is still my go-to.
Yeah,
and that can be.
But I wore in, but it broke pretty quickly.
The War Glaive. Silior and Lee saved us. I knew it was glaive, but that wasn't it. It was a War Glaive. That's what it is.
So the new and improved Eddie can.
I don't know how he is.
He can, when you get his repair, his upgrade components, he'll repair your weapons.
Right. Yep.
And then he
Dialogue
unlocks the
tree.
commissaries, which gives you the option to
Sell
buy
shit. Yep.
armor up repair.
So I guess I'm, as a non-military person, I've always considered the word commissary to be like eatery, but I guess commissary just comes from the word commission to sell stuff. So, I always thought of it as like a place where you get food, but commissary, I guess, is just like where you buy and sell stuff.
It's a vendor. Yeah.
Yeah,
vendor.
exactly.
Right. But I just always associate it with buying food.
I mean, we all do, if we grew up with someone
Maybe
in
that says
the
something about
forces.
me.
Yeah, like obviously you go on base to shop at the commissary, and a lot of it is food because those are staples, but it's not just groceries.
Right.
And then I can also say it is possible to get too close to the warheads when you blow them up.
Yeah. An embarrassing long amount of time for Andrew to realize what the fuck warheads they're talking about, what it is, what they're located, what they look like. Okay. Googling and trying to pull up images. Like, what the hell are they talking about? And it's like, oh God. And then once you see it, then you see it fucking everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
until you buy a car, no one drives your car, and then as soon as you buy a car, everyone on fucking Earth drives
They
the same
do.
model car
They
you do.
do. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's you're a
And
trendsetter.
I couldn't find a warhead anywhere. And then I finally realized what the object is, and they're like, "Oh my god, they are everywhere!"
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And
you're
watch me
greeted with
blow
one as
myself
soon
the
as you
fuck
come out of
up.
the silo.
It's right there. Yeah,
You
and
just
that
don't have the means to blow it up yet.
yeah, you don't have your little laser igniter thing yet. How
So
accurate is that? Are these nuclear warheads? What are they? Are these nukes or are these just like ballistic missiles? What are we blowing up here?
I don't think they're nukes because you don't get a blast of radiation when they explode. I think
Like,
they're
God
just
damn, it's a
warheads.
big. I was yeah. You mentioned standing too close. I accidentally took Eddie and me down a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. Fortunately, it does have really good range. So now I'm a little, sissy standing, further away than I would with my Christine rifle.
Sniping them.
But yeah, it's fun to be back on the lonesome road. So
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll be talking about it next week. I am excited. And as far as they go, it's funny because the shape of the warheads, they look kind of like an Apollo capsule or something, more than like what you think of as nuclear. Like I think there is
A badminton
radioactive.
shuttlecock. It looks exactly like a badminton shuttlecock.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, or like a really fat pepper shaker. I mean, if you stick a plunger in that, and it'd be a Dalek from Doctor Who. But but I think there's nuclear material in it because they do have the radiation symbol on them, but they're much smaller. So they're probably like dirty bombs or dirty warheads of some kind
but I've blown them up and walked right through the blast site
with
and
no
not a
rads at
single
all.
tick. Yeah.
Rude, false advertising.
So maybe it's just the incendiary device. I've been following this nuclear physicist on social media recently, and he likes to watch videos and dissect different little tidbits. But he was talking about how nuclear weapons actually work, and I always thought that like, oh my gosh, there's a nuclear weapon over there. It's if you walk by it, you're going to get exposed to radiation. It's like there's so much shielding in those, and they have to be like so pinpoint precise to actually activate the thing. If you blow it up, you still won't trigger the mechanism. Like you have to actually trigger it in order to trigger it. You know what I mean? There's so
Right.
many like, backups and fail safes, and it's almost impossible to ignite it accidentally. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't know how accurate our little laser pointy thing is with this. So, but I don't know, and also don't know anything about missiles versus rockets. That was something I was going to ask you guys because I was like, oh look, missiles, and then I was like, oh wait, oh look, rockets. Oh wait, what's the difference between a missile and a rocket? It's like they both mean the same thing, kind of
Well,
in my head.
a
I'm trying
missile
to sound it.
obviously has a payload. A missile is obviously made as a weapon, whereas a rocket is, a rocket is the conveyance, a missile
Delivery
is the
system.
conveyance and weapon. A warhead is what's on the missile to make it a missile, and a bomb is what you just kind of, push out of your B-52 and drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bombs are
rockets,
impact driven. They don't need an ignition source. Like it's just impact will set that off.
They can be
But
designed
nukes
different
aren't
ways.
like that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously,
and rockets are 69.
Nice. Sorry, we got way off topic there. We're actually really on topic because we're going to be dealing with a lot of these next week.
Yeah.
ICBMs.
Yeah. So there'll definitely be a lot more on that next episode. And, fingers crossed I make it through. I'll probably not play as much Starfield this week. So, but I did start a Starfield Explorer character that goes around and, 100% planets.
That finding the resources. What do you consider 100%ing? Just to
Yeah, you find all the resources, all the flora, all the fauna,
Beautiful.
all of the different biomes,
mineral,
and,
animal, water, territory.
yeah. So I can play that
Water
character
is one of the resources.
about 20, 30 minutes a day, and then it's like, oh crap, I got to go kill some stuff.
Yeah, you got to, keep yourself awake somehow. I really enjoy wandering and scanning and exploring, but it is a lot. It is a lot. It's funny. The recent Starfield Lorecast episode I did was actually, a lot of it was talking with a resident cartographer about surveying all of the systems and planets, all 1,700, some of them. And, the number that can support life and the
God damn.
numbers that have, flora and fauna and is much, much smaller than the total. So are you specifically seeking out ones you're sent to you by constellation or mission boards, or are you just kind of going around?
Nah, I was just kind of I started out by doing Vectera and then Crete, and then I got to the lodge, and then I quit and started it.
Perfect. That works too. That's a quick resolution to that character.
But he's there if I ever need him. His name is Rocky,
Rocky. That's clever. Very clever.
Geologist.
and he only uses his mining laser,
Attaboy,
which
Rocky.
is not an easy way to get through the Crete research facility.
No, it's not, but that is a fun challenge run. Like the whole slappers only, miners laser only is a really kind of cool idea because you can level it up. You can get better at it. And if you get damage over time stuff on it, it can be really effective.
Yeah. Yeah. If you collect the magazines, there's a lot of easy to get to magazines for tool grip weapons. And also the laser skill is effective with that weapon. It just doesn't last very long. So 2 pirates max.
Before it burns out. Yeah.
2 pirates walk into a bar.
Any other gameplay you want to get into this week, Ray?
No, that's all.
And I didn't have a ton this week. I don't know, some jerks in our Discord twisted my arm to force me to buy a Pokemon game. So I played a lot of that. No, but Pokopia or Pocopia, however we were saying it, I still didn't learn. I played a week of it and I still didn't learn how it's pronounced.
Nobody knows. It's impossible to know. It's impossible to know. Seriously, people on podcasts talking about it and videos talking about it, they say both. They say Pocopia, Pocopia.
Pocopia.
Pick one.
Well, it should be Pocopia.
Piokiopia. Yeah.
But you bought it within an hour of finishing the show last week.
Yeah, I had it downloaded for when Mo woke up Saturday morning last week and we started playing it immediately. It is fucking adorable. There's no conflict or battles or anything. It's simply, collecting grass and planting plots of grass to attract this cute little fuzzy buddy who will pop up and then say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And then you give him little apples and twigs and they get happy and then you go build stuff. It's it's remarkably Minecraft derivative. It is fucking Minecraft with Pokemon. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a builder's game. It's a little bit Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, that kind of, Stardew Valley type game, but it's more Minecrafty and even more Dragon Quest builders, which how much I love Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest did this version where you're actually getting the monsters to help you build, and it exactly kind of bridges the difference between Pocopia and Minecraft.
That's great.
Yeah.
She said Pocopia. All right, let's go with that.
That's what I say. I don't think there's any confusion in my mind. Whether I'm wrong or not, I just pick one.
No, but I asked Mo, I was like, do you know how to say it yet? I was like, have you watched any YouTube videos? How are people talking about? How do they pronounce it? He's like, I don't know. I'm going spoiler free on this one so far. So
Spoiler free.
He hasn't watched any YouTube clips yet. Usually when he's onto a game, he'll just devour YouTube clips about it and just learn all these little tricks and stuff about every game that he plays, So
he's playing this one without hints. Spoiler free.
Yeah, he's going into this one, blind. So good for him. Good for him. I haven't really done much. One other thing, I got over encumbered in the Lonesome Road.
Oh, you got cucumbered.
And then, that's another thing to bring up, Jess. Good job. But Ray's duffel bag came in super helpful that he was talking about. And he's, explained the danger of, you get over encumbered and you want to get rid of all your junk. You want to sell all your stuff. Well, you can just sell it to the commissary here. You don't even have to leave anymore. But he posted a picture on both the Discord and I believe the Facebook, in our Facebook chat, maybe not in the group yet. But there's a convenient little duffel bag there by the exit, so you can just dump all of your stuff in there where you don't have to.
But you're looting it.
So
that's the stuff that you want to take back with you.
Right.
Yes.
Not everything. We're not that desperate for caps at this point in the game.
Speak for
I
you.
don't know. You
Jesus.
got a lot of repairing to do. Trust me.
God damn. I repaired 2 items and I'm like, oh, wow, how was that 27,000 caps? What the fuck happened? It's like you repair that little halo thing, and I assume that I have 100 repair. I would assume that things would be cheaper. Is it based on? It can't be based on your barter.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
yes, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
If
Rude.
you repair it,
Oh, you sons of bitches.
it works off of your repair skill. So if you have 100 repair, you can repair things to 100%.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
But if you have to pay a vendor to repair it,
it's your fucking barter
it's
skill.
your barter skill.
It's totally realistic. It's totally realistic. Like if say you're a cook, okay, say your cooking skill is 90, you can make really good food, but you go to McDonald's and you buy something, you're paying the same place your burger as anybody else because you're not the one making it.
It's still dumb. I don't well, like Ray was saying a couple weeks ago, he's got so many levels that you got to put your points somewhere. So even my throwaway categories are starting to get points now. Like,
Yeah.
I filled up absolutely every skill or trait or perk, whatever it is, to 100, all the ones that I'm interested in. So now I'm like, well, I've already got the small gun, so let's start doing energy weapons too, I get, just because I've already filled out everything I'm interested in. So why not fill out the rest of them? Yeah. So yeah, Ray's duffel bag was the last of my gameplay there. Use it if you need it, folks. It's a good little tip. Yeah, so let's roll into some feedback. I think we got lots of feedback to get into. We got Rando, Vanessa, the
got
shovel.
John, the shoveler. We got Calm Horizons, and we got Sulior.
Calm Horizons, Sulior. Yeah, let's roll into some.
Yeah. See how the Brotherhood fare this week.
Beautiful. Okay, well, we're going to start out with our buddy Rando and his feedback.
Diaries of Myra Tenpenny. Myra, I understand. I really do. My family has crossed so many lines, taking out the followers doctors that I was trying to join and learn from. I get it. Just do me one favor. There's a self-destruct terminal in the bottom of the bunker. Feel free to use it. Blow the whole place to hell. But if you would give them a chance, not a chance to understand or be better, but a chance to fight and defend themselves, just to see if all the hoarding of technology and training and being set in those ways was enough. Give them a chance to survive. Be safe, my little teddy bear.
God damn it, Veronica. I swear to God, when I get back, I am punching you. Anyway, hi, diary. So, I made a new friend. Her name is Cass. I met her up at the Mojave outpost. I was supposed to find her a while back for the Crimson Caravan, but I didn't want to. But it just so happened, while I was looking for somebody to take with me, I stumbled across her. So, I talked her into giving up, I guess, selling out to the Crimson Caravan. And then we went on a little journey. It started as paying her respects to her lost caravan and ended up in a full-fledged investigation. And by the end of it all, we'll just say the Van Graffs and the Crimson Caravan will be feeling the effects in hopefully the very near future. But me and Cass are heading to Hidden Valley tonight. I don't know how I'm going to handle this yet, but I guess I'll do what I always do. Figure it out as I go. Currently sitting at the Mojave Outpost bar, having a couple drinks. So me and Cass snuck in to the bunker at night. Just kind of walked through all the way down to where the terminal was. I was getting ready to hack it, set the self-destruct, and just leave. But what Veronica said kept playing in my head. Give them a chance to defend themselves. And that's what this place is all about, right? You either defend yourself or you die. So I thought, what the heck? You know what? If I can't take out this bunker,
then I don't deserve the power or the world I'm trying to get to. So I stood up, turned around, punched the first scribe I saw. Fortunately, he had one of the key cards that I need. And after that, it was, business as usual. All hell breaking loose all over. Me, Cass, and Eddie, hallway by hallway, room by room, punching, shooting, lasers. It got dicey. I did actually have to use a gun for a little bit, especially with those damn turrets. But when all said and done, the bunker was quiet. I gathered up the key cards I needed, set the self-destruct, and we left. Just a rumble under the ground, smoke coming out of all the air vents, and it was over. It's no longer a bunker now. It's a mass grave. Because of me. But I don't even feel bad. I've been buried in this desert. And sometimes I wonder, am I becoming a terrible person? Am I becoming a monster? And if I am, whatever I'm becoming, that's what the Mojave needed. I showed up here just for a job. I was just going to deliver stuff and try to live a peaceful life. But no, I got a bullet in the head. And now here I am with the whole fate of the Mojave and God knows what else hanging in the balance. I'm going to take a little bit to relax. I sent Cass back to the Lucky 38, and I'm going to go on a long, lonesome walk to get my thoughts together. We'll check in at some point.
The Myra character evolution continues. I've really been enjoying her arc. This one was heavy. Towards the end of last episode, we're listening to the feedback, and Myra was talking about what she had to do. She went, and I think I mentioned with some of the pictures in chat, you could tell that she was channeling the ghoul, like when the ghoul had to kind of turn Lucian. Myra doing what she thinks she has to do, but in a way feeling like she's betraying Veronica, even though she's decided that this is what needs to be done. In the same way the ghoul did. Now, he had different motivation. These motivations aren't even as strong, but we got the factions we got. So yeah, but meeting up with Cass, good choice. It's funny, I was adventuring with Cass a bit last week too. Well, before a week and a half ago, I was adventuring with Cass a bit. But we got some pictures of Myra with Cass at the bar, punching, going into the Brotherhood area, and some serious combat action in there. Really good stuff. Also starting the caravan quest with Cass. Did both of you do those this playthrough?
No, I didn't do Cass at all. I did go through and investigate her caravan because of the loot.
Right. Yeah, her original caravan point.
Yeah, because one of the spots just outside of the Freeside Gate, you can pick up some graph armor, which sells for a nice price.
Yes, absolutely you can, because the Van Grask went down there taking it out. And that's one part of the evidence to implicate who did it. But yeah, that quest, Heartache by the Number, I pretty much always do, just because I like Cass. She's one of my faves, but I'm still traveling mostly with Arcade at the moment.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get into town to... Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
I just said, I've only done Boone. And I haven't done any of his quests. I just drag him along with me.
I couldn't even get in to talk to Cass. I showed up underneath the handshake there and was immediately attacked by everyone in town. So I can't roll into the NCR locations anymore.
Yeah.
That's an NCR trading post? Is that what that location is? Yeah.
Yep, it is. So
yeah, and she's pretty strong with that shotgun.
She is. She knows what she's doing.
She herself affiliated with the NCR, or is she just hanging out at the bar?
She's stuck there.
She's stuck there. Okay.
She's an NCR citizen. She's from the NCR, just like her daddy, and she's been a caravaner for a while. She sees the good and the bad in them. Ultimately, if you hurt your NCR reputation and you're doing stuff against that, Cass will judge you for it. So she is NCR as her allegiance, but she's not, part of the NCR military or government.
She won't shoot me on sight.
No, exactly. And she's a better choice to go into the Brotherhood too, as far as that goes. Although, again, gosh, what a violent end.
The whole I turned this silo into a crypt, and I didn't even feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then And then he questions, like, not 2 seconds later, am I a bad person? Have I have I turned a corner? Oh, I don't even feel bad about turning them into a fucking
Yeah. Yeah. Myra may not be the hero that the Wasteland wanted, but it's definitely the one they deserve.
they deserve
Absolutely.
from.
And sometimes we don't
They
come
brought
back
it
the
upon
same.
themselves.
Myra was put in the ground at the beginning of the story too. We all were put in the ground at the beginning of the story. We don't always come back
That
the
was
same.
funny. Like, I've been buried in this desert.
Exactly. Well, next up for feedback, we've got feedback coming in from Vanessa. Oh, one more picture there of Cass. You're going to want to check that one out. Anybody in Discord? That's a good one. Hey, Vanessa.
For the first time, Sterling Price finds himself in Hidden Valley in search of the Brotherhood, the last of the factions that Yes Man wants him to seek out. He knows little about them, although the followers of the Apocalypse have cautioned him about them and their holding of technology, so he's not exactly here in a positive mindset. After a couple of false starts, he finally finds the correct door to their base, and 2 or 3 soldiers in power armor approach him, demanding his weapons and armor, as if he's going to negotiate with them in his undies. No, he says primly, I won't comply. He expects them to counter by restating their demand, but they immediately turn hostile. The door he entered through is locked behind him, with Eddie on the other side. He ducks behind one of the metal containers that line the sides of the room and throws a couple of grenades. A few more soldiers enter the fray, but fortunately they don't all rush him at once, and he's able to take them out one at a time, his shotgun knocking them back despite the weight of their armor. Well, that's that then. He's packed all his weapons and consumables up for a big day out. Might as well go and see if the NCR need a hand with anything. He makes his way to Camp Forlorn Hope, where Reyes, the comms officer, details some peculiar messages coming in from the ranger stations. Her superiors aren't taking it too seriously, assuming she's misinterpreted. His task is to visit each station with new radio security codes to ensure the integrity of future comms. He reports back and is sent round the stations again to discuss some unusual transmissions with them, which they all deny making. Reyes reluctantly concludes that Chief Hanlon up at Camp Golf is the source of the false messages, since all comms must pass through him. Sterling finds Hanlon to be chatty, if somewhat long-winded, and eventually the Chief shares his concerns with the way things are progressing for the NCR in the Mojave, throwing lives and resources after a lost cause. He's been falsifying reports in the hope that the leadership back in Shady Sands will see things his way and withdraw from the area. He's not entirely wrong, thinks Sterling, letting the Chief off the hook to continue his deception. The departure of the NCR will be advantageous to his and Yes Man's plans, as long as they stick around long enough to help defeat the Legion. He wanders around the camp looking for more work and comes across a group aptly named the Misfits. Sergeant Macready has been saddled with an inexperienced and/or unenthusiastic bunch of soldiers who he's been unable to whip into shape. Sterling talks to them all and ultimately decides to take up the cause of former farmhand O'Hanrahan, who thinks that simple niceness will help the squad bond with each other. Since the rest of the squad are irritating and have monumentally bad ideas, and since O'Hanrahan could certainly do with the confidence boost, Sterling supports his somewhat unlikely suggestion, and to his surprise, it works. Sergeant Macready soon reports that the squad are performing much better. A wholesome outcome after the murky scheming of Chief Hanlon. He goes off with a spring in his step to update Yes Man on the outcomes of all his interactions with the various casinos and groups. All good except the Brotherhood, he reports. Never mind, says Yes Man cheerily. We've only made an enemy of the most powerful faction. Yep, so that is it. A little bit short and sweet with the Brotherhood there. Obviously Sterling needs to be a bit less lippy with heavily armed people. But that's all. Yep, take care everyone. See you in the Wasteland. Bye.
Nice catch up on Sterling's stuff there. So a lot of what V took us through in that one were the NCR side quests around Forlorn Hope and then, of course, up to Camp Golf because you can get there. What is the Return to Sender is the quest you get from Reyes, right? Doing all that, finding out why they're not getting transmissions from certain bases and then where the false intel is coming from. Ultimately, I want to say Chief Hanlon. What is his rank?
I don't know. He's one of the top commanders.
Yeah, but you go by multiple ranger stations and, to find info on what's happening, and you realize that some of these reports were incorrect. And at the point that, you find the trail leads to him, and then, you have that discussion. So it's a pretty major choice there. And while you're up there, getting some of these squads ship shape too, the misfit recruits. That's a nice little quest to do up there at Camp Golf for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but so it came up in a Discord conversation about cannibalism, but the part of the Donner Party that set out on foot to cross through the mountains were referred to as the Forlorn Hope, and so there
Wow.
is a location in Nevada, Forlorn Hope, and I'm not 100% sure that it's the same, but it certainly would be coincidental if it wasn't, because that's a big part of Nevada history, is that that Donner Party.
That makes perfect sense. I also find it interesting that's the second time the Donner Party has come up this week. I mean, that's not excessive, but it's more than usual.
Oh yeah, that was the same thing that I was talking about.
Okay.
It was the convo with Rando.
Nice.
Yeah, he said he would never do cannibalism. I said that's the same thing that that the guy from, I think his name is Doolin, from the Donner Party said when he left Missouri. So yeah, Chief Hanlon is his name.
Excellent. Okay, it felt weird when I said it. Like I said it, and then I'm like, is that right? It doesn't feel right. But yeah, he is the chief. Work. Any other comments on Vanessa's feedback?
Yeah, I mean it's generally good advice to not pick fights with heavily armored people.
Indeed. Yeah, you don't want to be too lippy with them, for sure. Okay, so we have John the Shoveler next with Butch Caldwell.
Hello, everyone. This is John, aka the Shoveler, aka Veronica's least favorite person, aka the person who will never talk to Veronica again because he doesn't want to see the look of disappointment in her eyes. So I'm here with feedback for Butch Caldwell, and the house always wins 5. So I had picked up Veronica as a follower a while back because honestly she's one of my favorite followers. I did all the Brotherhood quests so Butch could get the power armor training, and then yes, we did all that. So I was at the 38 and I had Veronica go back to the 188 trading post again so that we wouldn't have to look into Veronica's eyes and see the hate and disappointment in them. So, sorry, dropped my paper. So Butch then took Cass with him to the bunker, and he walked down to the terminal, and since Butch's science skill is at 100 now, he was able to hack the, quote, very hard terminal. So the first word, unlocked terminal, and Butch went ahead and set the self-destruct. Butch didn't stay to fight. He just headed out through the quarters and up the stairs and out of the bunker. You could feel the ground shaker. He could see the ground shake as it exploded. And on his way up or out, Butch really only needed to do 2 stim packs. He didn't take a lot of damage. So they returned to house, and now, of course, Butch has to stop the NCR president from being shot by a Legion sniper. And that'll be on one of the next episodes, I guess. So Butch's stats, his 3 tag skills for barter, guns, and survival. I think I mentioned it last time, but they're all topped out at 100. His energy weapons is 31, explosive 26, lockpick 94, medicine 93, melee weapons 21. I hardly ever do melee weapons. Repair 73, science is 100. Again, I think I mentioned that earlier. And then sneak is 51, speech 75, unarmed 20. Yeah, I like guns. I tried to do fighting and with weapons and fists, and it just does not work for me. Maybe one of the next rolls we'll see if we can get unarmed or melee. So anyway, his specials are strength 8, perception 9, endurance 6, charisma 5, intelligence 7, agility 7, and luck 6. His strength is up 2 from what was rolled. Perception is up 4. Endurance is the same. Charisma is up 1. Intelligence is up 1. Agility and luck are the same as what was rolled. So anyway, this is one of my least favorite episodes. I really like Veronica, and it just kind of breaks my heart to not have her anymore. But anyway, well, that's all for me. I'm going to go take a shower and see if I can wash away my shame. Butch and I will see you all in the wasteland. Well, except Veronica, because we're never going to look at her again. Anyway, good night.
Aw, I really
Uh,
felt that.
yeah, it's a heavy price to pay.
It is, especially when she's one of your favorite characters. It's a lot to deal with there. Sometimes we have to do these things and find a way to reconcile them within ourselves. Or, just use the fact that it's your assigned faction as an excuse. And hey, Brotherhood weren't all good. And Veronica doesn't need to know. Oh, yeah. That is a question for people who do travel with Veronica and keep it from her. How would you deal with that? Like in your character as a role play, it would constantly weigh down on you, right? If you're the kind of person that actually did that and didn't let Veronica know that you were the one. And so you're there with her, talking to her, having her carry your burdens, giving her dresses, knowing that you destroyed her family.
I think you need to go the role play route where when she's considering leaving the Brotherhood, you convince her to leave first. That's the only way you can
It really does help.
sort of
Even then, these are the people she grew
redemptively
up with.
play that. Yeah, but that would, even though it's a lie, it's only a lie if you believe it.
That's not how it works, Andrew.
Yeah, it would help your post as long as you don't bring her with, on what happens if she's your follower and you go to do all that stuff. She probably gets pissed, right?
Oh yeah, I think she leaves you if you have her.
What if you convince her to leave the Brotherhood and then take her in to do? She's like cackling with a minigun in her hand, blowing people away. That'd be great too.
See, I've never tried to do that or forced her to watch to see what would happen. But if you become vilified, I know she leaves you. And that's the case even if you get her to reject them or not. I am 90% sure that regardless whether she's rejected them or stayed with them, she will still leave you. But if you're not vilified, if you manage to get out there and not get vilified, then you're okay.
Well, remember last week it said I'm not vilified. Like they're like, you're really bad, but you still have some good qualities or something. You know what I mean? Not totally out with the Brotherhood yet, even though I blew up their fucking bunker, which is totally strange.
Right, because you were such a good dude until you weren't. They were your only friends in the
really good with
wasteland, and
them.
you
Yeah.
offed them. Yeah.
And then I turned on them.
Oh, the worst. But if you have Veronica and she didn't leave you, that means you never actually hit vilified.
I don't have her with me anymore. Maybe I should go. See, when I got back from Big MT, I never recruited any followers again. When I was going off to do the Brotherhood stuff, and I still haven't gone to recruit anybody back. It's like I can't remember who I had last. I think it was Veronica and Eddie both.
Yep.
I remember, right?
Playing it solo.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly,
lonely out here on this lonesome road.
You were going to try to figure out what your reputation dropped to. Was it soft-hearted devil? Is that where you ended up afterwards, or?
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
How do you look that up?
It's saved in your reputation section.
Something.
Yeah, you have to flip to the Pip-Boy too, because you've got your karma and all that on the one page and regular stuff, and then you flip to see reputation. Rando in chat says their opinion of you can't change if they're all dead. And Silver mentions that she doesn't go in with you when you destroy them, and that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, she doesn't? Okay.
As far as the rest of the feedback, it's good hearing about Butch. Obviously going back to the dam to prep for the next big mission, because that is the end game, is where we're heading to. After we take a little trip down the lonesome road, we're going to be doing the end game stuff here. He also went into his character skills, and his character is definitely hands-on, focused on a few soft skills, lockpick, medicine, science, speech. Repair is pretty high, but very much a gun character. And, you get that from him talking about what he was using and not using in various things. Another reason why Old World Blues was a little bit hard on him, because I don't remember what he said his energy weapons was at the end there, but I feel, it was low, right? 30s maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. That's where I was.
Higher than melee, but low. Yeah, it's still usable. But not skilled at it. And that's quite a good boost for the special from starting as well. With strength of 9, strength of 8, perception of 9.
Yeah, but
Definitely
if you
drone.
get, at the big MT, if you're a guidance character, all you want is the silenced sniper.
Yep. That's what you need. Well,
I just grabbed my controller and looked it up. You are correct. I am the soft-hearted devil.
soft-hearted devil. Like you killed them all. But
Soft-hearted.
you're soft-hearted. You felt bad about it. You
That's
and
me
Rando
right
both.
there. That's me. Good job, Rando.
Yeah, it looks like he's in the same location. So you do enough for them. You do enough for them and you can maintain that just barely, I think.
Is Veronica bald?
No, that's
Who's that
so
with the picture?
that's
Who is that?
a general scribe, but it could be Christine. You're gonna meet her later. You're gonna meet her later, and she is
Christine,
bald.
okay.
But I think it's just supposed to be a scribe, and she just happens to have very short hair. We are
Okay.
talking about the picture with the Brotherhood and your reputation there. So next up on the feedback list, we have Matt coming in. Calm Horizons. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey there, Fallout Feed. This is Nikki here with Matt, Calm Horizons in the Discord. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
And today we're going to be talking about the Brotherhood of Steel. Take it away.
Thank you, Nikki. So, I was assigned Veronica as a companion for this run, and so I got to skip all of the awful first quest for getting introduced to the Brotherhood of Steel. Veronica told me she wanted to go back to the bunker, and so we did. That was forever ago, pre-Veronica dying.
I was going to mention that.
I didn't actually do really any of the other quests with the Brotherhood. I meant to, but it was on the back burner, and then Veronica died, so wasn't in any real hurry, and so I haven't really been back until this week. And so I already had the quest to go find all the patrols, so I went and got all of the patrols. That was no big deal. I had fun in RepCon. That was neat, like shutting off all the robots at the end. That was fun. Punching exploded, or anyway, come back, turn that in, and then I'm supposed to, go to all of the recon people, all the scouts that are out there. And I figured when I went to the guy by Camp Forlorn Hope, I figured I would actually go ahead and do Nelson, like deal with all of that. So took a little detour to do all of the little quests there because I wanted to gain some more reputation with the NCR. I don't want the NCR to hate me.
Even though you're going to be...
They don't have to know.
Hoover Dam, Yes Man, Giant
They don't
army
have to
of
know that. They don't have to know
Securitrons.
that.
Protectrons.
Securitrons, that's right. So I come back, turn all of that in, and then it's time to go to all of the vaults. And man, I hate vaults in this game and Fallout 3. They're always mazes. They're not fun. Everything is so cramped spaces, and I hate the vaults. I hate them all.
Are they any different from Fallout 4?
Yes, quite a bit. But now that I say that, I don't know. They're brighter in 4. I feel like they're just less mazes. They got better at making things not mazes. There's like a path to go. Yeah, I hate mazes. Anyway, so did all 3 vaults. And, with Vault 22, I already had that quest to go check it out and just hadn't done it yet, again, for the NCR. So I was able to check that off for the NCR, get some more NCR reputation, and then bring all of that back. And, turn all that in. And Elder McNamara is, you've been way more helpful than an outsider I ever thought that an outsider would. And, we can't thank you enough. Here's the key to our safe house that we've got. If you find anything useful in there, and come back anytime, right? But he didn't say what I was wanting him to say. He did not say, "We will be with you." He did not say, "We've got your back." And 2 other people, I shouldn't say that, 1 other person, while I was walking through the bunker at some point before the end, one random Brotherhood guy said, "I heard that house was taken out. That's nice because that means we didn't have to do it," or something like that. And as I heard that, I'm thinking, what does that mean? And then I talked to McNamara, and he doesn't say anything about being on my side. And he says that he's lifted the lockdown, and the first thing that Hardin wants to do is go attack Helios 1. And McNamara says he's going to try to convince him not to do this. And so I decided, fine. And I went up to the top and I killed the security guard and I set the turrets to kill all the Brotherhood. And I went down to the bottom and I set the self-destruct and I ran out of the place and killed all the Brotherhood. And I felt absolutely awful about it. It really upset me. Like, I had a little trouble getting to sleep that night. But
Why?
at the same time,
Why did you do that?
because I can't trust them. Because they're a threat and they're a legitimate, actual threat to my authority on the strip. If they were gonna take out House, they're gonna want to take out me. And
Because it's your strip.
that's right. And so, having done everything to get on their side, they were not on my side. So now they're dead. And that's a wrap on the Brotherhood of Steel. Nikki, you have anything to say?
I have just one more question. Do you think that Stella Ren would be Renegade or Paragon in Mass Effect?
Oh my god. Huh. Paragade. Renegon.
Neutral.
I do good things for lots of people. I have saved many days. But I also look out for myself. Number one comes first.
You blew up the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah. I didn't feel good about it.
Killed all your followers.
Well, that was their fault. Explosions happened. People were around. I didn't die.
Okay.
All right. Okay. That's going to do it.
Well, say bye, Matt.
Bye. Bye, Matt.
And we'll see you in the wasteland.
Okay, so now he knows how it feels. They pulled the Uno reverse on the intro and exit. That was excellent framing, y'all. Very fun.
Yeah, he gave him every chance.
He did. He worked with them. He did stuff for them. Wrestling with the same idea a lot of us did, and talking about losing sleep. Like, I was very happy not to have to, but I mean, I felt that pain last week. So talking about some of his feedback, things he got into. First, he started out dealing with Nelson, Camp Forlorn Hope, building up stuff with the NCR. Seems like a lot of us did this week. It's funny because we had talked about the NCR a week or two ago and asking about Forlorn Hope. So I'm glad people are doing those quests because there are some good ones there. Vaults being mazes. I have to agree. Do you guys think which Fallout games are the vaults the most maze-like in? Or which vaults do you find to be the most difficult?
Well, I think it's the frame of reference as well. I think it's also has a lot to do with where you start. I started in Fallout 4, so I get frustrated a lot going back into the old vaults. And I'm not sure if that's more to do with the construction, the layout, any of that, or if it's the fact that the quest marker doesn't say up or down, so I'm on the wrong level looking for the thing. I think that in and of itself is the biggest navigation improvement from 3 and New Vegas to Fallout 4 was the fact that they told you, oh, you're on the wrong floor. So when you're just like looking around this desk, like the thing is pointing at this fucking desk. It's got to be in this desk. No, it's 2 floors down, dummy. It's not the desk it's pointing at. It's whatever is underneath that desk 2 floors below you. So I think that just telling you up or down takes out 80% of the maze part for me.
That is definitely part of the pain. Yeah. How about you, Ray? Do you have a least favorite or most favorite vault to navigate?
Well, and I think in Fallout 3, the Metro was much worse than the vaults.
Oh, the Metro is absolutely channeled all that vault energy. Although, like 106, talking about Fallout 3, Vault 106 was a complicated one. A few other.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, 3 was, but it's also very pure. I mean, it's, you're there to try to find stuff, not to follow quest markers.
Right. It's straightforward. You're there to investigate. You grew up in a vault. You understand vaults. Most of them make sense. Obviously, when you're going through to Raven Rock and going through that vault with the super mutants, it's a little bit confusing, but not that much. 106 definitely was, but overall, they're reasonable. Then New Vegas, Vault 34 and 22 are both pretty complicated by design, for
Yeah.
sure.
So
In Fallout 4, I do think that this kind of comes from the original. I mean, we think back, so we've all played Fallout 1. And navigating those first couple vaults was actually a little bit difficult. Like your home vault, Vault 13, is really large in the original Fallout. You know, it can be a little bit hard to find everything, going to every room. And I'm thinking even like Vault 15, it's pretty straightforward. Is it 3 floors or 4 floors? Anyway, pretty
Yeah, but yeah, especially the one that's blown out in the middle, and you got to like go down into it to get the radiation.
yes.
And you got to go to that one. Yeah, that one had me going twists and turns and stuff all over
Yeah,
the
a
place.
lot of twists and turns there. So I feel like they channeled that still a bit with Fallout 3 and even more so with New Vegas when Obsidian did that. But in Fallout 4, I will say, while the layouts, first of all, they were brighter. They made more sense. They had more signage. At least I feel like they had more signage. There was the up and down notification. But a few of them were still complicated. For instance, Vault 114, is that the one Nick Valentine is in by the Back Bay Station? I think it's 114. Anyway, that one is pretty convoluted because they have to make you find your way through that for the quest. But a lot of the others make more sense.
And a lot of it too has to do with, how many enemies you're dealing with while you're in there. Because when you're getting shot at and you're running around trying to find places to hide and, shoot from cover, and then you're like, okay, crap, where was I?
Yes.
Which direction was I facing? Shit.
Yes. Even if you were keeping track after a firefight, it can get kind of complicated.
Yep.
But back to the kind of resolution of the quest here. It does make sense that even after doing that and getting to know them, understanding, the inner workings of Brotherhood and hearing them talk about things like having to take out House, attacking Helios 1, the fact that they are still a military order. And even if McNamara himself is more on the defensive, they are still a military order and they are still going to take some of these, actions that will disrupt their wasteland. So you can understand why he felt that they were a loose cannon.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't have any choice. They made him do it.
Was he saying that when he was all done, that all of the other dominoes that like caused everything else to fall, like, it was probably just popping up in the corner of his screen, right? Like this one failed, this one failed, this one failed. Or like the House Always Wins Part 4 failed. House Always Wins Part 5 failed. But
yes, that's what happens
domino
here.
Okay.
Yeah, you start to lock things off. We're at the point in the game now where we are locking off different paths that we can no longer do.
Yep.
I also like the Mass Effect question. So for those who don't play Mass Effect, Mass Effect has a built-in morality system. So Paragon being good, Renegade, being more chaotic. So, Paragon being more, let's say, lawful and good. And Renegade is more chaotic. Like, you're not bad, but you are more of morally gray, as it were. And I would say in the Wasteland, it's hard for anyone to not be at least a bit renegade because there's a lot of morally gray stuff happening here that you have to decide on.
Yeah. I like to call it morally Ray.
Morally Ray, exactly. Sometimes a fella's got to eat a fella. But in killing the followers too, I mean, admittedly, he can say, I'm not to blame, but you are the one who chose to play on hardcore. So there's that.
So after, how isolated is this little faction of the Brotherhood? We're led to believe that they have no contact, right? Even with other Brotherhood factions outside, they have no
Yeah,
long.
because otherwise they would have been able to call in support and kept Helios 1.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so
if they have any contact,
no
it's
fear
very
of retaliation here. They're not going to call in like in a few days. There's not going to be more Brotherhood showing up to be like, because there's
no Pridwin
an automatic Mayday. Some like, oh shit, they blew up a bunker. And that sends up an automatic.
Maybe in a year or three, maybe in a few years, like another chapter might have scouts or people who are supposed to make contact investigating what happened. But they are spread enough. It's like in the Fallout TV show, when they bring the Brotherhoods together, and some of them haven't really talked to each other except for a little bit of radio contact in 10, 20 years.
Yeah, like a conference.
Mm-hmm.
So how long were they down there? How long has it been since the Helios defeat? Is it 3 years? Longer?
I think a little bit longer because it was after the Battle of Hoover Dam, which was 7 years earlier. So it would have been
the
after
first,
that.
yeah.
But it would have been at least 3 years.
Fucking time to be underground. But I guess they did have occasional
They already, and they were
over some
already
years.
living underground for a bit of that too. I mean,
Right.
you know, think about all the Vault Dwellers. So, yeah,
Well, yeah, I guess if you're raised there, you wouldn't know any different.
exactly. A lot of us spend a lot of time in bunkers for sure. Well, we have one more feedback to get to tonight,
Let's do it.
and that would be from Sulior. Take it away, Ace.
Hey, all you cool cats and dolls.
Hey.
This is Ace Rockwell back with another report from my trips around the Mojave Wasteland. So, I mentioned in the last holotape that I sent in that we need to go take out the Brotherhood of Steel. Yes Man thinks it's a good idea considering they could make the battle at Hoover Dam extremely difficult, which is true. And I'm still pissed at how they handled everything with Ronnie. And she is as well. The fact that they took out an entire Followers of Apocalypse outpost just because they got butthurt with her leaving, that's inexcusable. Ronnie could see the direction they were heading in. That bunker was going to be dead soon anyway. So I made a trip back to the Lucky 38 and told Boone to hang out here. Turned and asked Ronnie if she wanted to come, and she's like, "Can we be there yesterday?" Head back to Hidden Valley, and she decided that she wanted to hang out outside the bunker. Watch for anyone else coming in, because there's always patrols wandering around. Not a bad idea, really. Don't want to get ambushed. I remembered right inside the entrance there was kind of a checkpoint with somebody standing guard. I think his name was Paladin Ramos. Behind him on the wall was a terminal for the turrets. Managed to hack it, and guess what? For some stupid reason, there was a setting to turn the turrets onto the Brotherhood itself. Makes me wonder if somebody on the inside was planning on taking everyone else out. Well, I got to it first. Didn't take long before I started hearing screaming and laser blasts coming from the hallway. Unfortunately, the turrets managed to miss one of the scribes, so I had to take them out myself. Head downstairs, and for some reason everybody knew what was going on, so they were all trying to kill me. However, Eddie and I proved more than a match for them. Took everyone out. For good measure, I blew the bunker up. Why the hell did they not only have a terminal that turned the turrets against them, but also a terminal to blow the bunker up? After setting the terminal to blow the bunker up, I walked out and Ronnie and I went about our business. Good fucking riddance. Went back to Yes Man to let him know the good news. I guess the president of the NCR is going to be in town soon, and House thought it would be a good idea to keep him alive. Apparently there's a plan to assassinate his ass. Not exactly sure why Mr. House cared to keep him alive, but whatever. I'm still on good terms with the NCR for now, although I know that's going to change soon. Figured I'd use that relationship to my advantage and help them out. There was one little thing I wanted to take care of before that. There was an NCR member at Good Springs who was telling me about some Legionnaire that's been hiding out in the area. I hate the Legion so much, so one less Legion that I have to worry about, it's good news for me. Tracked him down to a sewer in the area. Unfortunately, he had turned into a glowing ghoul. Put him down easy enough, though. You know, something's been bothering me lately. I remember good old Johnny Nash telling me about the other couriers that were used to protect me from my trip with the Platinum Chip. Decoys. I'm known as Courier 6. I think it's time that I learn a little bit more about the other 5. It would also be nice to know how Benny knew where to find me, and that I was the one that had the Platinum Chip that he wanted so damn badly. I'll be sure to report back later. But until then, why don't I turn you over to Sulior? Do you really think that at this point learning about all that is going to make a difference? Maybe not, but have you ever been curious about your history? Why you are the way you are? Yeah, to an extent. I can see that. Not to mention the bullet that Benny put in my brain wiped out a lot of my memories from before Good Springs. I'd like to find out what happened. Yeah, fair enough. So, dealing with the Brotherhood of Steel, that was a blast, both figuratively and literally. So, Ray's tip on the turrets, that was awesome. So, it did take me a few tries to successfully hack that terminal, but that made dealing with the upstairs so much easier because I remember when I've blown up the Brotherhood of Steel bunker before, it was tough dealing with all of those Brotherhood of Steel members when you just go in guns blazing, which is usually my style. But I thought I'd try a different approach this time. But yeah, the turrets missed one of the scribes, so I walked right up behind him and shot him in the back of the head. And I guess because I did that, all of the people downstairs knew that I was going on a rampage upstairs, so they were all hostile. But you know what? The YCS 186 really, that along with Eddie going around shooting everybody, it made short work of everybody. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. The other quest that I was talking about with the NCR Ranger in Good Springs wanting to track down some Legionnaire that's hiding in the area, that was from the World of Pain mod that I have. So it adds a lot of like NPCs, quests, and points of interest in on the map, just everywhere on the map. There's sometimes I'll come across something and I'm like, okay, is that something that was here before or is this new? I think I came across another location like that on the the east part of the map where there was a train yard with a counterfeit bottle cap plant in the gutted basement of this building. Not to mention about 10 death claws in the train yard. But with that specific quest, you're trying to track down this Legionnaire named Baxter that's hiding out. And it gives you like 5 different locations that you can try and find him in. There is a cave, I think just by I think it's like northwest of the Good Springs Cemetery that I also tried to scout out. And he wasn't there, but there was a boss level enemy that was really difficult to put down. But I did find him in the sewers, and I got lost trying to find my way out of the sewers. But yeah, apparently in the short amount of time that he'd been down there, he turned into a glowing one. So yeah, that was fun. Anyway, really looking forward to Lonesome Road. As I've said continuously, I have never played Lonesome Road. In all the years that I've played New Vegas, I've never done this DLC. So really looking forward to it. So until then, I will see you all in the Wasteland.
Beautiful. So, just a quick catch up on the last chat we had right before that. Helios 1, Operation Sunburst was when the NCR fought the Brotherhood, and it turns out that was 2276. So, it's been about 5 years, most likely, since then. So, it was more than 3, about 5 years that they've been hidden away in Hidden Valley almost completely.
Like, can you imagine how bad the inside of that power armor smells?
Well, a few wet wipes, get out some of that dankness.
They ain't got no wet wipes down here.
Maybe that's part of
I ran out of
the
wet
training.
wipes in the first 30 days.
Yeah, they've been dry for years. But
And there's one reason why there's both a turret control and a self-destruct
right.
In that bunker. Robco
is like that. They've got back doors and overrides on everything. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because the Brotherhood didn't build this location.
No, this was a
It's
pre-war military.
Mm-hmm.
So this was totally Robert House.
Yeah,
This is Mr. House's facility.
He supplied computers and robots to all of the
so we can only assume that he would also have
military
whatever access to it he wanted. Like he probably had backdoor access to whatever data is coming in and out of that place.
Exactly.
Yeah, worked very closely with Vault-Tec and the military. I almost think of it like the Kobayashi Maru, to mix metaphors here, in that Robert House never believed in a no-win scenario, And he made sure to put in ways and means to make whatever he wanted to have happen with his technology happen. Of course, we can exploit
I
that
feel
now
like
ourselves.
the show has done a good job of sort of displaying that relationship too.
Yeah.
It really did. Really did. So yeah, the Brotherhood turrets turned against. I thought it was cool that he did not go guns blazing this time. Tried to be a little bit more sneaky, keep his hands, a little less bloody. Although then he murderated that scribe and messed everything up.
Did anyone?
Well, and it wouldn't matter because the turrets took out everybody on that floor for me, and they were still hostile.
They were. Okay.
You're automatically, they're automatically hostile to you, if you don't come in
As soon as you touch the
through
terminal.
through
Right.
the proper channels.
Because in your case, as soon as you hack the terminal and set stuff off, they became hostile to you too, right? I think it can
No,
just be
as soon as I snuck in,
as soon as you snuck in, they were.
without talking to the paladin at the entrance.
I think somebody who was on
'Cause
good
usually if
terms with them
you-
though would still become hostile, right, Andrew? Like the second you started the self-destruct, didn't they turn hostile?
Yeah, definitely when you start the self-destruct.
definitely then. But normally when you do the like reprogram the turrets, like, and normally it'll not be aggressive to you. But you're saying that it was aggressive to you only because you entered the door.
Yeah, the
and
people on
they
that
were aware
floor.
of your presence, therefore they were already aggressive to you. Okay. Could you have? Is there any sneak? Any way to get down all the way? I tried to sneak. I couldn't. I tried to mess with sneak. I have a sneak of 100, and I couldn't get away with it. So
You can sneak up to then. I think you can sneak your way down to the terminal enough, or at least sneak once you're down there.
Yeah,
Sure.
it just takes way too long.
yeah, I snuck once I was down there. Then I had the idea. Oh, you should see if you could sneak all the way to, because they were aware I was in the building.
Yeah, that
Would
would
have
make a
everything
difference.
gone for aggro if I had gone all the way out to the fucking reloaded out back before I entered at all, and then snuck the whole way through. I wanted to do that, but I was like, fuck, I don't want to go back for an hour and do that again.
As the only outsider they're currently working with or aware of too, that's been in the bunker, reasonable suspicion kind of does explain why they would assume it was you or that you have something to do with it.
I can just see the some guy zipping up, walking out of the bathroom. Like he comes out, sees you sneaking down the hall, be like, "What you doing there, Steve? Sneaking down the hallway? Oh, that's not suspicious at all."
The world of pain quest
going
mod.
up to the self-destruct terminal. I see. Oh, just gonna play a little Red Menace, are we? Go for that high score. Good one. I have it though. Good luck. See you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that why companies don't want you to, play your video games on the high important terminals?
On the self-destruct terminals? Probably not.
What's the worst that could go wrong? Homer Simpson in there trying to get
taped onto
high
it.
scores.
No Red Menace. Nuka Tapper. XXX. No holotapes allowed. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Is anyone friends with the Brotherhood at this point?
Yes, I am.
You are.
Yes.
And you last week you hadn't played through it all or something,
I had.
right?
No, I had. I had done Brotherhood. Yeah. And
it's
I'm
just
Yes Man.
easy. You go talk to McNamara, is that his name? And then he's like, "Yes, we'll help you with the dam." And
yes, exactly.
did they show up in vertebrates and shit?
They're at least willing. They say that they might be willing to come up if you needed them, to help if you needed them. And then you can tell Yes Man you want to ignore them, and it's all good. And he's skeptical, but
Mr.
Until you take over the strip, and then they come for you.
It's true. It's true.
Oh. Huh. Is Mr. House aware? He's got to be aware of Yes Man, right? No, he's not, because Yes Man is off the network or something.
He's off the network, exactly.
Okay, so that's why so weird.
Yeah, until you take out House and install Yes Man into the system, he's completely off grid.
And do you have to kill Mr. House before you can put the Yes Man on the terminal? Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That was our last feedback. you said, right?
That was our last feedback. Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to mention about that was he talked about the
Yes.
World of Pain mod, which is a pretty serious and comprehensive mod to increase some difficulty, add a bunch of new locations, and a lot of them are hard dungeons and hard pain. And here is the only thing you may regret, Silior, is that World of Pain can also extend to the Sierra Madre. So you might be in for a world of pain and dead money on top of the pain you're already expecting. So that'll be fun. We will see if that happened or not.
Very fun.
It puts in twice as many radios.
Twice as many radios, half the distance of the caller, twice as many radios. Have a good time. Andrew still hasn't done it. I can't wait.
I haven't done it. I don't get the jokes.
Jessica, to the office, please. Jessica, to the office. Your iguana bits are ready. Please come pick them up.
Ooh.
We are
Juicy
top.
bits.
We are hopping into the iguana bits. We just got a few this week, not a ton. A lot of these are things that we'd actually talked about briefly before, but now they're actually hip hop happening. So first off, the Rip Daring mini season is in full effect. Week 1 is wrapping up. Week 2 is coming. And yeah, there's some good rewards that goes until May 5th. You get a fun things like the drive-in UFO sculpture and abduction sign. Just some fun rewards, fun challenges, nice and easy. And like I said before, you can use tickets that you get from regular challenges to buy stuff on the board too. But do some of them if you don't want to have to grind extra at the end of the season. So that's Rip Daring. The public test server, I mentioned before that they had started that back up last week. It is going. They are testing on infestations. They're actually going to talk more about infestations in a couple of weeks. So if you do try it, be sure to leave feedback on it in the Bethesda Discord, in the bugs and PTS section, because they are collecting that. And this is something they're looking at heavily. This is not just something they've already kind of a done deal. They're implementing as is. They are planning to rework infestations a bit based on feedback. And maybe they got it right the first time, but maybe they didn't. So let them know. Next up, Steve actually posted earlier, Pip-Boy Steve. The In Gold We Trust season is well underway. So he asked last week if people are going to be joining in it. I don't know if anyone else is playing that. Good time.
Kudos to Steve for
Right?
sticking it out, man. He is waving the goddamn shelter flag high atop the mountain.
He is. He's really getting into it. There are new things every time. So this one is called In Gold We Trust, is the name of the new season. It's about loot and gold-plated gear. Great tie-in to everything happening in Fallout. And of course, again, as you get and earn some legendary dwellers, you'll be able to bring them back to your regular vault. So it's a good way to earn legendary dwellers and cool rewards to bring back with you. Now, some of them are only available if you buy in on the season pass. I'll find out as we get deeper in. I haven't looked up all the details on it yet, but still. These are going about, what are they, like 33 days or so? They're pretty quick turnaround seasons. Also, speaking of things that I talked about before that are happening, the ZeniMax ESO seasons are finally starting. So they had the presentation about it a few weeks back. They said last year they were moving to a season system. So the new one, Season 0 and the Night Market, is starting on April 29th. So we're about a week away from that now. And the Night Market is a high difficulty group event zone people can join in on. I know this isn't Fallout, but still a lot of our listeners play ESO. They're also doing, there can be 3 seasons total, as far as I know this year that they talked about. They're going to be about 90 days apiece. So pretty similar to the Fallout 76 season. You can kind of expect 3 months, 4 months at the outside. I think they're going to be a little bit more structured than we are, where we're asking up until the last week or two when the season ends, but same general idea. Beyond that, in Fallout 76, there were some updates last week and this week. So one thing that I know many of us who enjoy explosive weapons and rounds and all that have to deal with is the effect and damage to our own armor. Well, they did just change that. So you still can damage your own armor, like always. If you shoot a mini nuke at the ground while you're standing there, you're probably going to damage yourself quite a bit, your armor, and probably die. But the amount of condition damage, repair damage you need to do on your armor is significantly less when you blow yourself up. So if you run, say you run explosive shotguns like I do, you always have to be, careful, and you have to keep stuff mounted to not hurt yourself as much, but they're going to make that a little bit better. Also, casual Under Armour can now, so casual Under Armour is the largest catch-all category for the Under Armours in 76. I know y'all haven't played in a while, but you remember the Under Armour grind, right? We had the Raider and the Vault Suit, but casual, like so many things fall into the casual category. And for a while, getting the higher level casual linings was difficult. Well, they fixed that a while back as far as getting the linings, but there's still a bunch. So you can now get a drop of casual Under Armour from various events. So now that you can also pick your own lining, because they have it now so you can roll your own lining too. Essentially, they simplified that whole system. You can roll your own lining. You can get some of the best casual Under Armour dropping from events. So that is pretty cool. Also, here's a fun thing for Starfield players that I just realized the other day. You can favorite Quantum Essence on your quick bar. So if you need to recharge powers, Ray, is that something you've used before with the Quantum Essence?
Very briefly.
Right, because you don't often get that many Starborn powers on your characters. It's not a big thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to recharge on the fly, you can now mount that. So you can, use it like a stim pack or a trauma, a trauma pack in Starfield and get that going. So that's pretty much it that I have for Bethesda-related Fallout news and Starfield news. Big stuff happening. It's pretty cool. There was just a recent play test of the Expanse game coming out. The Expanse of Cyrus Reborn, that's going to be coming out next spring. If it comes out as scheduled, a number of people got to play through it, some of the campaign. It is a bit of a Mass Effect-like, but the Expanse meets Mass Effect. I think it's third person, Ray, so you're not going to love that, but still a good setting. So generally, feedback was pretty positive on the feel of it, but there was some stuttering and stuff along the way as far as like the way it runs, but we're a year out, so hopefully that gets resolved. And I think that pretty much does it for the bit. Does anyone else have anything to talk about? Oh, actually the most important bit. Not only was Starfield the most pre-ordered game over on PlayStation for over a week there, but officially, according to Circana, it was the best-selling game, both physical and digital, last week. So we topped the charts, y'all. We did it. Physical, digital, Starfield's #1. Let's go.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay. Yeah, I didn't really have much else to get into. I just wanted to let Ray know I was thinking about him earlier today. I was listening to my my Devo Pandora station at work, pounding through the afternoon, and I not only heard that Madness song Madness, but also the Mexican radio song Back to Back to fucking
nice.
Back. I was like, what is going on? Ray is talking to me through my radio. I just thought that was
definitely good. I get those I get Devo songs and Madness and Mexican radio on my Oingo Boingo station.
Oh,
Nice.
I should start an Oingo Boingo station. That would be great too. Yeah, lots of good crossover there. Yeah, I was in a Devo mood today. Get lots of results pumped out when you're cranking up the Devo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get you no.
Satisfaction.
Did you try? Did you try? You try. So
Getting yourself
awesome.
whipped into shape.
Yeah, so I do have a quick shout. I did notice that Christian popped back into the Fallout Discord today.
Yes.
So, shout out to Christian. He will forever be the only player character that I cannibalized.
You ate him.
So I think it was a queen fight he and I were doing together. And he always had these just absolute brutal characters. He could do the queen by himself, but he had taken a few hits, was down on a knee, and I ran over to stim pack him and accidentally hit the cannibal button instead. And all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, wait a minute." He ended up having to respawn.
You killed him.
Well, awesome. Anything else you want to talk about tonight, guys?
No, I think that's all I've got. Like everybody know, look up Frogs on. She hasn't been in post on YouTube yet, but should before too terribly long. And check out all of her other stuff over there at Sleep is 4T. And Jess, thank you so much for hopping on tonight.
Thanks, guys. Have an awesome week. And just a quick shout as we go. Those of you who are going to the Wasteland Jamboree, I hope you have a real blast. Gonna be awesome. Gonna be awesome.
Hope they have a
Just not a nuclear blast.
Right.
And Ray is at Ray LB. Make sure you check out his No Man's Sky show at BBC ISSS for the Butcher Baker Candle Maker in Space. Ray, thank you so much, sir.
Good times.
We all tend to hang out over there in the Discord and a little bit in the Facebook group too. So check us out there. The show can be found at the Fallout feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout feed. We will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the Roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
Beautiful. And we're not out yet, but we're about to be. We're talking about in the chat there about the Wasteland Jamboree. That is the Fallout Fan Celebration, the East Coast one. And that's going to be coming up May, is it 3rd and 4th, 2nd and 3rd? I get days confused. Yeah, so May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. This coming weekend. Big thing. That's the Fallout Fan Celebration. So you expect to see a lot of cosplays and all kinds of stuff. Wasteland Theater Company is doing a presentation there. Modus Files doing a presentation. A lot of my friends doing presentations. There are going to be a bunch of panels. Going to be day trips to the Flatwoods Moss Museum and the Mothman Museum. So people going in to see the White Spring. It's going to be a really, really cool gathering. A lot of fun. But I should probably go disconnect us from the chat. So I'll be back.
What's that? That Dr. Pepper? That's that Dr. Pepper.